he's ever seen in his life has been me and Manny Pacquiao.
Really?
Yeah. I won't disclose what took place, but it's been great.
You saying you knocked out Manny Pacquiao?
I don't know what that means.
You know, but he's still young. He's strong. He's a big boy. Pacquiao is 46, man. It's tough, man.
Kind of, in the most respectful way, like make him regret, coming out of retirement, to face me.
The boxing community is buzzing with speculation following surprising reports about Manny Pacquiao's closed-door sparring session in preparation for his much-anticipated return against Mario Barrios. While the identity of his sparring partner was confirmed, the session itself remains shrouded in mystery. When reporters pressed the sparring partner for details, particularly whether he had landed a knockdown or knockout blow on the former 8 Division champion, he simply chuckled and dodged the question entirely. That cryptic response has only fueled the fire, leaving fans and insiders to wonder, was Pacquiao shaken up in sparring? Could his age be showing more than he's letting on? With no concrete answers, the boxing world is left in suspense, questioning whether the Filipino icon is truly ready for what could be the final and most dangerous chapter of his legendary career.
Now you're a big deal. And did you spar Manny Pacquiao around that time?
Yeah.
How's Manny Pacquiao in the ring?
Oh man, we worked so much. We worked so much together. Freddie Roach, I can quote him. He said that the best fights, sparring he's ever seen in his life has been me and Manny Pacquiao.
Really?
Yeah. I won't disclose what took place, but it's been great.
You saying you knocked out Manny Pacquiao?
I don't know what that means. I have amnesia.
Okay.
Veteran trainer Robert Garcia didn't mince words when discussing Manny Pacquiao's comeback. At 46, Garcia believes the legendary fighter is wading into dangerous territory by choosing to re-enter the ring. He pointed to the harsh demands of the modern boxing landscape, emphasizing that the pace, intensity, and athleticism required at the elite level today far exceed what it was even a decade ago. Garcia acknowledged Pacquiao's unmatched resume and his place in boxing history but warned that even legends are not immune to time. He said that age affects everything: speed, reflexes, footwork, and recovery, and in a sport as brutal as boxing, those small declines can lead to disastrous consequences. According to Garcia, while Pacquiao may still possess the heart of a champion, his body may no longer be able to keep up with his will.
And lastly, Robert, do you think Pacquiao wins this fight?
Man, look, Pacquiao's is a legend. He's a legend. He's man, everybody, myself, Mexicans, people love him because he's just such a great person. He helps a lot. Everything he does is to help people out, and I know of so many stories of people that he's helped, things that he's done in his country. So you can't help not like him and not wish him well. But I got 36. It's too hard.
46, yeah. 46.
Oh, my bad. 46. Yeah. He's 4 years younger than me, man. I don't see myself even able to, box for 12 rounds against a young fighter. Even though Barrios might be the lighter of the welterweight division.
Right.
But he's still young, he's strong, he's a big boy. Pacquiao is 46, man. It's tough, man. But it's been done before, man. Foreman done it, Hopkins did it, that Leonard came back, also and did it after a long retirement. So is it possible? Yeah. Does he have the talent to do it? Yeah. Was he one of the best fighters of all times? Yeah, so we could see him pull it off, man, but I don't see it happening.
Some sports analysts are cautiously walking the line between admiration and concern when it comes to Pacquiao's return. They're not questioning his heart or his legacy. In fact, most are in awe of his courage, but they are genuinely worried about the timing and stakes of this comeback. They acknowledge that this isn't a decision Pacquiao would have made lightly. Returning to professional boxing at this age requires more than just physical conditioning. It takes an unwavering belief in oneself. For many, that belief might be Manny's strongest asset right now. Analysts suggest that if he can regain his rhythm during the fight and withstand the early pressure, there's still a chance he could pull off a major upset. However, they stop short of making bold predictions, instead pointing to the razor-thin margin for error someone his age must navigate.
Paying attention. I know I have been these last couple of weeks, watching all these old fights, looking at interviews, watching him train. It just makes you think, like, Does he have one more in him? I don't know. He thinks so, and we're gonna watch him try at least.
Against Mario Barrios, he's gonna be looking for the WBC World Tour World titles. Right?
Yeah. Barrios is a world champion in a welterweight division that is about as weak as I've ever seen it. I think probably people older than me won't ever remember. This might be the weakest welterweight division in history. Especially with the removal of Ennis, who's likely seen his last fight at welterweight. I do believe that there are guys coming up in the pipeline that are pretty good welterweights, but they're not at the championship, or they're not getting the championship shot quite yet. But if there's a moment in time where an older fighter can jump in and maybe steal a moment or steal a belt and win a championship and do something special, it's probably right now. It's not. It's Mario Barrios losing the welterweight title isn't exactly Michael Moore losing the heavyweight title to George Foreman, when Moore had just beaten Amanda Holyfield. It was a shock when Foreman beat him, but nonetheless, it's still an accomplishment. I think Barrios sucks. So I think I think.
Mario Barrios has made it crystal clear that he sees this fight as a major opportunity, and he intends to make the most of it. The rising contender dismissed Pacquiao's return as a misguided decision, one that he claims will backfire spectacularly. Barrios explained that he's been closely analyzing every piece of footage from Manny's training sessions, and what he's seen gives him confidence. He cited a noticeable decline in Pacquiao's once blistering hand speed and a clear reduction in his overall conditioning. According to Barrios, this isn't just about age being a number, it's a defining factor. He expressed respect for what Pacquiao has done in the sport, but was quick to point out that the version of Manny he's preparing for is far removed from the warrior who dismantled champions a decade ago. For Barrios, this isn't just a fight, it's a career-defining moment, a chance to beat a living legend and step firmly into the spotlight.
In this camp.
So yeah, then, I guess I'll put it this way, I don't think based on that, then you should be surprised with anything Manny does, or is it we'll see with the first punch how that mimics the sparring?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the best way, right? Because again, we have been trying to mimic or trying to get the looks that Manny brings as best as we can, but still everything it's gonna come down to fight night. I'm still preparing for the best version of Manny that I can. I'm not going in there expecting to be facing an old man, so yeah, I'm expecting him to be fast, to be moving, so yeah, I'm just expecting the best from him.
I would think because you're younger, that the later the fight goes, the more it's in your favor, right? Do you guys feel that?
I feel that. I have confidence. In the more, the longer the fight goes, right? It's my job to go in there and yeah, make him feel like the old man. Make him feel kind of, in the most respectful way, make him regret, coming out of retirement, to face me, but make him question it, right? Why did I come?
A panel of 11 seasoned boxing analysts have weighed in, and the consensus is sobering. They reflected on Pacquiao's last official bout, a performance that, while valiant, lacked the crispness and electric movement that once defined his style. Several analysts highlighted a drop in sharpness, footwork, and head movement, raising concerns that these deficits could be exploited by a younger, hungrier opponent like Barrios. They emphasized that modern boxing isn't just about heart, it's about sustaining punishment and delivering high-output offense. Given Barrios' proven power and stamina, the panel warned that if Manny can't set the pace or protect himself effectively, the fight could end in a devastating knockout. Though many admire Pacquiao's bravery, they unanimously agreed, returning at 46 to face an active, dangerous fighter is not just risky, it's potentially perilous.
So Manny Pacquiao's gonna get knocked out by Mario Barrios. And I get it, Mario Barrios is far from a good fighter. Mario Barrios is one of the worst champions in all of boxing, but Manny Pacquiao is so old, bro. I think a lot of you guys forget Manny Pacquiao fought last year and he arguably lost to a Muay Thai kickboxer dude. This dude wasn't even a boxer. Yes, he was really big, But the dude is just not a boxer. Honestly, I think the WBC should call this fight off. I think it's not too late to kind of go back on your word and let's call this one off. This fight should not be sanctioned by anybody. This fight should not be allowed. At least Mario Barrios should be stripped of his WBC title for defending it against a 46-year-old. Is there a slim chance Manny Pacquiao is able to outmaneuver him and maybe outpoint him, punch, around him? Yeah, maybe. But realistically, it won't happen. But if he does, I think it will solidify him as the greatest boxer of all time, no questions about it. I think if he does win this fight, it would put him clearly over Ali, Ray Robinson, Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on how y'all feel about this fight.
Coach Joel Diaz approached the topic with a balance of reverence and realism. He praised Manny's legacy and hailed him as one of the greatest to ever lace up gloves. But Diaz didn't sugarcoat the reality of aging in a brutal sport. He explained that while Pacquiao's instincts and mental toughness are likely still intact, his body simply may not respond the same way it once did. In contrast, Barrios, who is in his physical prime, enjoys faster recovery times, greater stamina, and a level of natural explosiveness that can overwhelm even the most experienced veterans. Diaz stressed that timing and speed, once Pacquiao's greatest weapons, are among the first to diminish with age, and that makes all the difference in a fight.
Mario Barrios is younger. He's younger, he's big, he's a big boy. I mean, he still has a little bit more youth in him than Manny. Manny, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mario Barrios is probably same size as Margarito.
I think so, like 5'10", 5'11".
Around there, yeah. And Manny at this age, he shouldn't be fighting. I mean, in my opinion, I respect the man a lot. He gave the sport of boxing his life. He gave us great moments, great memories.
One of the most pressing concerns among insiders is Pacquiao's extended time away from active competition. After being retired for several years, returning to the fast-paced environment of elite boxing presents unique challenges. Beyond the obvious cardio and muscle memory hurdles, experts point to the difficulty of adjusting to new techniques, rhythms, and styles that younger fighters are bringing into the ring. In boxing, where every millisecond counts, even the slightest lapse in reaction time or misread of an opponent's movement can lead to a catastrophic result. While Pacquiao's legacy remains intact, critics argue that legacy alone won't stop a clean counterpunch to the chin. They stress that this isn't about doubting Manny, it's about understanding the unforgiving nature of time.
People are forgetting Pacquiao has a championship fight this weekend against Mario Barrios. And I don't know what to really think about this one. So, I took a screenshot of this and circled it. Pacquiao's 46 years old. See, status inactive. And, I don't know. I don't know how, one, they gave this guy a license to have this fight. I get Manny Pacquiao, who he used to be, and how truly good he really was. Not that guy anymore. Going against a guy who's young and Mario Barrios and talented. And then if you look at Pacquiao's resume going into this fight. So obviously you have his loss in 2015 to Mayweather. And we'll just go up. And look, he beat Bronner in 2019. That win didn't age too well, but it's a very good win. Beats Keith Thurman, who beat Barrios. And he loses to Ugas in UD, who, by the way, gets cooked by Barrios 2 years later. Pacquiao, at this point, will have had a 4-year layoff going into this fight, or a 3-year and 11-month layoff, if you look at that. Going into a championship fight against a guy who's young and decently talented. Is it a winnable fight? Yes, it is. Manny Pacquiao's 46 years old. He's an old man. I doubt he will get the job done. Don't be surprised if he does, though. Don't be surprised. I hope he does. A lot of who doesn't like Manny Pacquiao. But we'll see. But what do we think? Should Pacquiao even have a license to be boxing this weekend?
Boxing analyst Sean Zittel offered a bold and grim prediction. This fight, in his view, marks the end of an era. Zittel believes Barrios will not only defeat Pacquiao but do so in a way that forces the legend into retirement once and for all. He emphasized that while Manny deserves praise for accepting such a challenging fight, the reality is that hunger, youth, and momentum often beat wisdom and experience in today's fight game. Zittel predicted a dominant showing from Barrios and believes it will be the moment where the torch is passed, symbolically and literally. He cautioned fans to prepare for an emotional goodbye to one of boxing's most iconic careers.
The jab is what can neutralize Pacquiao. It's what helped Ugas neutralize Manny in between those bursts that you know are coming. So we'll see. My first thought of this fight was Sugar Ray Leonard when he came back against Hector Camacho. I think we get Barrios winning, and I think Manny announces an emotional retirement in the ring in a beautiful moment after the fight. He's one of those guys that needs to lose against an ordinary type of fighter like Barrios to truly know it's over, because without a shadow of a doubt 10 years ago he would have handled Barrios with ease, and that's not a diss to Barrios. So you gotta lose to a Joe Smith, you gotta lose to a Mario Barrios. Manny is one of the fighters that won't stop until you make him stop. So Saturday night I think Mario Barrios finally makes him stop.
This isn't just a high-profile bout, it's a high-risk wager, especially for Manny Pacquiao. By stepping back into the spotlight, he opens himself up not only to defeat, but to a potential tarnishing of his long-respected legacy. More alarming to some observers is the risk to his health. At 46, every punch carries more danger, every round taxes the body exponentially more than it did a decade ago. Former opponent Chris Algieri, who faced Manny in his prime, issued a stark warning. He explained that for a returning fighter, success in the early rounds is essential to settling nerves and establishing rhythm. If Pacquiao struggles out of the gate, he may never recover the momentum. Algieri feared that should Manny get overwhelmed early, the damage could escalate quickly and irreversibly by the final bell. In his words, this could be one of the most punishing fights Pacquiao has ever endured.
This is going to be a bad night for Manny. One of the things that I really thought made Manny special, and what I noticed in the ring too, was his first step. It was so damn fast. Fastest hands I ever fought in a ring was Amir Khan. Fastest first step was Manny Pacquiao. His ability to pull the trigger early on, pop that straight left hand right down the middle. If I see him go out there, pop that straight left hand on the heavy-footed Mario Barrios, bangs him, cracks him with her left hand early, I'm like, okay, we got to fight. If I see him falling out of position, being off balance, getting square, and getting countered early on, I'm gonna know right away this is gonna be a bad night for me.
Yet, amidst the doubts and warnings, there are those who continue to believe. A select group of boxing analysts have pointed to Pacquiao's unmatched experience, intelligence inside the ring, and his ability to adapt under pressure. They argue that while Barrios may have the edge in youth and stamina, he doesn't possess the decades of ring IQ that Manny brings with him. Pacquiao has defied expectations before, rising to conquer divisions many thought were out of reach. These believers suggest that this fight may just be another chapter in that storied book, one more twist in a career full of surprises.
Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring against a young fighter, champion WBC, Mario Barrios. How do you see that fight playing out?
Barrios is a tall guy, and he's a tough guy. You know, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because Pacquiao is a champion, the holder of the records of 8 divisions, and he knows how to fight, he knows how to win, so you always got to give it that opportunity for him to show up. And now whoever shows up in that ring, whether it's a desire to win or just try to be there, that's a question that we have to see. But I believe that he has the ability to do something to win the fight against Barrios.
Voices from within the boxing world continue to express their faith in Pacquiao's tenacity and spirit. They point out that throughout his career, Manny has faced and overcome adversity time and again. For them, it's not just about what the body can do, but what the mind can will into existence. These supporters argue that Pacquiao's relentless discipline, combined with his unshakable belief in himself, can still produce greatness. In their view, betting against Manny is never a sure thing, because history has shown he thrives in the role of the underdog.
Well, I mean, Manny's already, it doesn't matter anything. I mean, Manny's already a winner, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's just to step in and to keep challenging himself at his age. I mean, he's already won, so it doesn't matter what the outcome is.
July 19th, we've got Manny Pacquiao getting back to the ring at the age of 46 against a young, hungry champion, Mario Barrios.
Doesn't matter, knockout. You know, nothing against the other guy, by the way. Shout out to you, probably have a great future ahead of you after this fight. But I'm predicting maybe a 7th round knockout. You know, it's gonna be a little brutal, head's gonna be on the ground. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely betting on it, so we'll see.
I think it's nothing Manny can't handle. I think if Manny fights Manny's fight, I think he beats him. And I think, and this is where I say it might be shock the world, I think he could unify the title. I really do. I still think he's got the ability at 46 to do something that will shock them. I believe that.
At a certain age, even as great as Ray is, he's not the Ray Leonard who became the world champion, one of the greatest fighters in history. So age takes a toll. I mean, Manny actually walked in when I was working out in the ring. And I said, you know, let me tell you something. Age really has nothing to do with this. And I'm 82, so, you know, I think you train hard, you're working hard, you've got the skills, but, you know, let's be realistic. It's a split-second sport. Right? That's
You nearly hit me.
nearly. That's why I said nearly.
But you still good.
Love you.
Legendary boxer Shane Mosley added a note of optimism after observing Pacquiao's current training camp. Mosley was impressed with the energy and focus he saw firsthand, commenting that Pacquiao's work ethic remains unmatched. According to him, Manny appeared not just physically prepared but mentally locked in, a key factor that could influence the fight's outcome. Mosley believes that if Pacquiao brings that same fire into the ring, fans might be in for a surprise. He didn't go as far as to predict a win but insisted that anyone expecting a walkover could be in for a rude awakening.
What Shane Mosley thinks about Manny Pacquiao's upcoming
I'm
fight.
telling you the way I feel right now, I think that he's going to do really, really good, and I think that it's a really strong possibility that he wins the world title. He gets up every morning, he does his run, he works very hard. I'm listening to what he's doing and his mentality. Or I talked to him the other day. I said, he sounds exactly like me. My mentality, he has my mentality. Like we have the same. We're like walking the same type of thing. You know, he's 46, I'm 53, but it's like we're almost the same. I don't really know Barrios like that, so I can't really speak about it. That's why I'm like hesitant. But see what I see with Manny, man, I think that it's a very strong possibility he wins the world title.
Alex Araiza, a longtime figure in Pacquiao's training circle, voiced concern from a strategic standpoint. He noticed that Manny's preparation doesn't seem to have evolved much since his prime. Araiza warned that sticking to old routines and drills, while once effective, might not be enough against today's younger, more dynamic fighters. He explained that the body changes with age, and so too must the training. Without a tailored, age-appropriate regimen, Araiza fears that Pacquiao could be caught off guard by the speed and pressure of a live opponent. In his view, without adaptive strategy, the ring could become a very unforgiving place.
Okay, so a few more days, the Pacquiao Barrios. And of course, I'm here with Alex. Who better knows Pacquiao than Alex? How do you see the fight going down?
I think it's a good fight. I think Manny, they picked a good opponent. The blueprint's already there. Margarito, only not as big. So Manny just has to do the same thing.
Easier said than done, but you know, because of course I've watched a lot of analysts, experts. They're saying, yes, that's the blueprint. Can he do it at 46?
If I was privy to what he's doing, then I'd be able to say yes or no, but I'm not. Like with my teams, we have a dietitian, we have a chef, we have a recovery doctor. We know where our fighter is, and he's only 21. Manny's 46, so they should be checking his blood, finding out what his optimal levels are, what he's probably deficient in, what he's not deficient in. You know what they have to. So they should be all on top of that.
Can you make a good assumption based on what you see on training, on videos, if he's in good condition?
I don't see anything. All I see is the same thing, to be honest. I see him doing a lot of shadow boxing. They don't show sparring, so we don't really know.
So you can't really test if his condition?
No, he's always looks good before the fight.
That concludes today's deep dive into Manny Pacquiao's highly anticipated return to the ring. Whether you believe in a fairy tale comeback or see it as a dangerous farewell, one thing is clear: this fight will be unforgettable. Stay tuned for all the latest updates, predictions, and post-fight analysis. Until next time, fight fans.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.